Hey, what's up, stream keepers, and welcome back to my channel. And today's topic I want to talk to you guys about is actually keeping it alive. Okay, just before we go into the today's topic, I just wanted to give a special shout out again. This time to actually Joker's stream. He's actually from Finland, and he has shared with me, the the method that he has adopted in terms of his water change, based on my recommendation, and he kind of tweaked a little bit, adding additional pumps to actually drain the water. I think is it drain? I think to fill the water much faster than it was. But now what he does is that he has eliminated a lot of the process. He has streamlined it, and now his water change is in terms of time. He has started with I think one rack now, with that new setup, and then moving forward he has a few racks, and it will then save a lot of time. So when I go back and I kind of like calculated, in terms of the number of time that he would have saved, if let's say just hypothetically we are saving about 15 minutes a week. So in a month you save 1 hour, right? So 1 hour, and then in all this calculation, let's say you're gonna be in this hobby for 10 years, and you probably gonna save upwards of 4 to 5 days in terms of water change time. So that is something that you cannot actually buy back, because time you cannot really buy back. And so by streamlining the process would actually helps, not only in terms of time you will save them, you also would then also save a lot of your energy in carrying pails, in doing the water change, and all that, and then focus on the things that has can be done, like for example, netting out the streamlets to the grow up tank, and of course the selective breeding process. So a special shout out to you, and yeah, it is very interesting to. It is also very heartwarming to actually know that people are actually very keen in streamlining their own process as well, giving them ideas in terms of how how to actually save a lot of your time, because I understand in Singapore's context, most of our breeders in Singapore do not have a lot of tanks, um, and probably that doesn't take a lot of time. But however, I would still encourage having that automatic or semi-automatic drainage system to actually help in terms of time saving, and of course your energy allocation. Okay, so in today's topic, I just wanted to talk to you guys about keeping it alive. It's not about keeping the streams alive, but actually it's about keeping the hobby alive. And one of the things that has got through my mind these few days, because I have quite a number of PMs that come to me, and of course I saw some of these replies in Facebook, and they tell me that Ben, no, it is really hard to be in this hobby for long, and my passion has died out. I couldn't allocate more time to do water changes. The streams are generally not doing well as I so there has been a lot of these talks about I they do not have time, they do not have the resources to actually continue on the hobby. And I think um, that is one of the reasons why I actually wanted to share with you guys this hobby as well. I mean, not hobby, this all this information as well. And the reason for me to actually switch from fish breeding to actually stream breeding many years ago is because of actually time, right? So I still want to be in this aquatic, aquarium hobby, and I wanted to do something different. And so I look at streams, and they are one of the things that actually can require less time and effort in terms of for fishes you need to do all your baby brine streams, you need to feed them, and because I travel a lot in the past, and that doesn't kind of stop me in terms of on this stream hobby. So we as in the Taiwanese and myself, we kind of like devise up a process, and then so I throw them this question, hey, if I'm gonna keep streams, how can I keep them if let's say I'm gonna travel on Monday and be back on Friday. So in between I do not have time to actually feed them or do anything, and when I come back all I have to do is do water change, feed them, and that's about it. And in every month then we will talk about selective breeding and all that. So this was some of the things that I actually shared with them, and then they came out with a few plans, a few processes they shared with me, and we tried. Some didn't work out, some did work out, and it was a painful lesson for me as well, because these are all live tests, and it means that I have to get streams, and then I have to go through the experiment, go through the entire process for a long time to actually see whether does it really works and fit into my schedule. So I think when I hear comments, when I read comments about people quitting because they do not have time, then it really get me thinking, where is the time that is being allocated that is taking up so much of their time that they would have quit their hobby, right? So all in all, if let's say in a matter of 1 week, if you are only going to spend 30 minutes on your hobby, I think that's not a lot, right, for a week. And you can still continue to actually breed the streams well, even if let's say you only spend 30 minutes in a week. And one of the things is what I think is in terms of the time being allocated too much to is actually water change. So that's a weekly thing, and then you get very mundane. The task get very mundane. You say, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that, I have to keep my water change. So that is one of the reasons why I kind of like developed that process in terms of semi-automatic water change, so that I do not spend so much energy and effort and time to actually do carry pails around and vacuum out the water and have that one by one going through each of the tanks. I think that as we continue to progress into the hobby, we want to also learn and see how do we actually improve and optimize our time span and also the setup, so that will help us actually generate more time to do the things that we like. So they'll say, oh Ben, I no, they came to me and said that, Ben, I really do not have time now. I have kids, and I have my work, and I just couldn't take time to do my water changes and all that. I think that's fair, right? Everybody go through that process, and during my stream keeping hobby, I actually we had 2 kids. So I think you guys who have been following my channel, you guys will know that I actually have 2 kids. One Jake, who is 5 this year, and then I have Kate, which is my daughter, which is 2 years old this year. So I do also have a day job, and then I have kids, I have stream keeping, I have a day job, I have YouTubing to be done, and all that. So and then of course I have to do all the fatherly chores, and so there's quite a lot of things involved, and if you ask me, is there sufficient time? I think there is still a lot of time, and to do a lot more things than it is today. So if you ask me, how many tanks do you have? I think it is not the number of tanks that matters. I think it's the process that actually makes the whole stream hobby a better one, right? So that's the reason why I keep sharing, in terms of time management. How do you actually breed good streams, even though that you don't have much time in that sense. So I think water change is one of the most time consuming one, and it's something that requires some effort and energy from your side. And if you can reduce the effort and the energy spent in terms of carrying pails, then definitely it will, in the long term, it will really help, because it's just turning on a valve and letting the water flow, and that's something that is much easier than carrying buckets. So the second thing is about resetting of the tank, and I have shared in some of the videos about how I do my reset. The resetting part will take some effort, and of course if you have like box UGF, if you have UGF and other types of thick soil method, then the resetting part can get a bit more tedious, and it will take more time in that sense, because you have to vacuum out the soil, you have to clean the tank, and then you have to do a lot more things just to dispose of that soil and then recycle the whole entire tank again. I think that is also the reason why I have changed from box UGF to permanent UGF to the thin soil method. And the thin soil method has actually helped in terms of the end-to-end process. And if I really want to be in this hobby for the long haul, the thin soil method will actually help a lot, because then I will have very little things that I need to do when I do my reset. So all I have to do is just remove the pots from the tank, vacuum out the soil, and then the water, and that's about it. So it's very simple in that sense. And there's that. People coming to me telling me that it's getting boring. The stream hobby has a lot of naysayers, has a lot of people trying to pull you down, trying to scam you of different things. And so that's the reason why I came out with all these processes, and to share with you guys about simplicity, right? Because there's going to be a lot of this information out there, a lot of products out there, to I think make people more confused than it is actually is. So that's the reason why I stick to one type of food. I just do the to have a very consistent process. Then that allows us to actually keep the stream hobby a little bit more pleasing, and it doesn't require a lot of band-aid along the way, because what you have put inside the tank is very difficult to remove. So that's the reason why in Taiwanese there is actually a saying that as a stream breeder, you actually you keep your stream, or you keep your not you don't keep your stream, you actually keep your water well. So if you do everything, you create the environment for them well, and then the environment will actually help to keep your streams well. So that's the idea behind it, is to actually keep the water well, and to keep the water well, or to have the optimum water parameters, both the hard and the soft values of it, is to reduce to reduce the amount of things that you actually put inside the tank. The more things you put inside the tank, the more complex, or the more complicated or complex the water parameters will be, because then you cannot really be sure what is actually contributing to what. So that becomes more and more difficult to track. And that's the reason why I keep emphasizing about keeping it simple, keeping the process simple, so that you can actually enjoy the hobby a lot more. And that's the thing. And especially for those who are so people have been asking me, how do I actually put my when I do my water change and all that, how do I do it so quickly? And especially I think this is mainly for Singapore breeders. Our Singapore tap water is actually very clean. Different estates actually, we out from the tap, our TDS is about 70, and there's actually a lot of these minerals that is being published in our government website. What are the chemical, not the chemical, mineral compounds in there, and I think is fairly they are fairly clean water. We can actually drink from the tap as well. However, that actually got me thinking, especially for the Singapore breeders, do we really need RODI water? Yes, we probably need some zero TDS, but do we really need that membrane to actually have that waste discharge. For my case, I have already switched many years ago from RODI to just DI. So what I do is that I will have two two canisters of resins and one canister of carbon. And if let's say in a more uh, where a place that is has more debris or what, then I will then actually put two additional front filters, one with 1 micron filtration, and then the other and additional carbon. And and if you ask me, does it work? I think the results show has been proven over the years that the Singapore water is actually quite clean, and is there really a need for the membrane part? Actually, in my opinion, I don't use it myself. I wouldn't say it's not necessary, but I don't use it myself now, because it actually helps in terms of water injection or water putting the water back into the tank. It is much faster because the speed of the water is determined by the pressure of the tap. So the pressure of the tap is always very high and it's very fast, and that helps in terms of the topping up back the tank. So I do not even need to have a reservoir or anything. I just directly put them in the tank with 0 TDS water and then remineralize it. So so if you ask me, I think that kind of like help the entire end-to-end process in terms of time. And I share this a lot with people in the hobby, and those who accept it, those who are keen in learning, they will say, hey Ben, then can you get me this and that? Because all in all, the running cost for this DI system is actually very inexpensive. And and it helps save time. I think that's the most important part of it. So for you guys, in the overseas, when you guys have a lot of minerals or debris in the tank, where the water is very hard, then of course then you have to look at RODI, where you actually extract out all the minerals and everything, and you have big buckets. So you guys are lucky. Some of you guys are really lucky with a big basement where you have big buckets where you can actually store the water in over time without having additional pumps and all that. So I think coming back to the topic is that in order for this stream hobby to be kept alive, I think we need to ask ourselves the question, what brought us in the first place, and how do we actually sustain it over a longer period of time. I think one of the things that a lot of people came into this hobby is because the streams are nice, they can breathe, and then it is very interesting. So you have to then ask yourself this question, whether if that is sufficient to keep the hobby alive over a long period of time, or you're going to find some different purposes in this stream hobby to actually continue on this interest and passion. So I for my case, I think the passion is about, of course, the streams, but also my passion about sharing the information back to the rest of you guys. I think that is also keeping the the entire hobby alive, because I believe that by giving back to the community, by giving back something that I have learned and have been a part of, being a privilege to have all this information. I think giving back to the stream hobby is one of the things that actually make me feel very happy. And also when you guys actually show progress and success, and you come back to me and telling me that hey Ben, the method that you have shared with me, look at this, the selective breeding, it works. Or I have saved a lot of time because of your method. I have gained a lot of insights, and my streams are breeding very well because of your calyx ball. So all of this is actually helping to keep the entire, at least for my side, the stream hobby alive, because it's not just about streams, it's also about the interaction with the people. It's also about giving back to the community. I think that's something that although it takes a lot of my time out of sharing, but I think at the end of the day, instead of me just enjoying the hobby myself, I wanted to share this everything with you guys, so that you guys can also, you know, enjoy the hobby together, and create this you know, environment where we breed very well like streams, you know, where we are happy in that environment with that culture of open sharing, of you know, above no, about sharing the truth and the information about stream breeding and all that. So if you are actually thinking out thinking of quitting the hobby, think again. You know, I encourage you to even reach out to me. You know, if you really want to quit the hobby, you can reach out to me and let me know your pain points, and share with me what are some of the things that you have been doing. I can actually you know, share with you back again, you know, what are some of the things that you can optimize, and it will be interesting, you know. So do not be shy in terms of reaching out to me, you know. So you can actually find my contacts below in Facebook or Messenger, Instagram, um, or email or anything. You know, you can try to reach out to me, and I'll try my best to actually share with you some of my thoughts around it. And definitely, one of the things that if you guys are going through, you know, a setback like stream dying and all that, you guys can reach out to me, because I've been through that process. I've been through that, and when you go through hard things like, you know, your entire colony die, which has happened to me not once, but not twice, but a few times. um, it actually helps to build your experience, and it helps to build your character and resilience actually much better, so that you can actually, when things like that happen, you know how to react and how to actually go about doing it. So I will stop here for now. Thank you very much for watching this, you know, quite a lengthy video. I would encourage you guys to continue this stream hobby, and then, you know, continue to share some of the things. I understand that there is always a pain and there's always pitfall in this hobby, because there are people who or there are some information that you have got or learn which doesn't suit you, and it has kind of like burned a lot of your passion through it, and, you know, people like betraying you and stuff like that, all that. So do not be shy to reach out to me, and then if you guys have just any questions, feel free to comments below. Write me a private message if you do not want to be, you know, sharing it in my comment section. uh, and appreciate all the encouragement again, and thanks for watching. So give a thumbs up if you like my channel, this video, and then you can subscribe to my channel, you know, on the subscribe button. Thank you very much, and peace out.